was just awesome. She was a true matriarch.
Unique.
Too many words to describe. You're truly one in a million.
I'm gonna miss how Grandma radiated joy with her lovely laugh and beautiful smile.
Caring.
Really gonna miss very candid conversations with you, your sense of humor, and your commitment to living your most authentic life on a daily basis. I love you.
Thanks for your sacrifices, your care and concern, your love, and everything that you have done for us.
I love you, Grandma, and above all else, I'm going to miss the immense amount of strength you brought to the core of this family.
I'm going to really miss Grandma's cards to me that she used to write and our talks on the phone.
I'm going to miss when Grandma used to write me letters and also when she used to send me emojis via text. I love you, Grandma.
First time I referred to her by that title, Grandma, she said, "Don't call me that. I am too young to be a grandmother."
May I remind you that old people are valuable.
I'll miss my sleepovers with Grandma.
She was so caring and kind, and we also used to go there every Friday, and I used to go shopping with her every single Sunday.
I'm going to miss going Costco with Grandma every month.
Grandma will always push you to be the best version of yourself.
I'm going to miss how Grandma continually encouraged us to aim high and always give our best.
Grandma had the most raucous, rambunctious and contagious laugh.
What with the silver hair we are having in our head and our gold teeth in our mouth.
Dear Grandma, I am inspired by you and extremely sad to see you go. But most importantly, thank you for the love, the good times we shared together.
We will forever be grateful and thankful that God gave us you as our grandmother.
Cynthia Yvonne Morgan Burton.
Simply put, Grandma was just a phenomenal woman who loved and was truly loved.
My great grandma, you were an angel on this earth with a heart of gold.
My beautiful, fierce letter writing inspiration.
I'm going to miss how Grandma was there for everyone regarding everything.
Hers is an intriguing story. Like all of us, she was an individual in whom former generations had entrusted their genes. Yes, she was born on the sun-drenched island of Jamaica. But the land of wood and water merely served as the haven that hosted her international forebears. Among these were two Africans abducted from the west coast of Africa. From their records of baptism and documents from the Mayday Hill plantation in the parish of Manchester, Jamaica, we know that they answered to the names of Joe and Patty. When they were baptized along with others on the plantation, Joe assumed the surname Josephs. After the Emancipation Proclamation and the mandatory apprenticeship period, Joe's son and daughter-in-law, Henry William and Johanna Josephs, would relocate to the parish of St. Catherine and settle in the Jews' Castle district of Guanabawa Vale. Traveling with Henry and Johanna was their son Rodney Shaw Josephs. Soon after arrival, Rodney was joined in wedlock to Sophia Hamilton, who at that time was domiciled at the Fuller's Rest Estate. Among their offspring was Alexander Theophilus Josephs, who chose Anne Amanda Ricketts as his life's mate. Known to most as Tani or Aunt Annie, Anne Amanda was the offspring of Leonora Thompson and Benjamin Ricketts, a brickmason from Crooked River, Clarendon. Alec, as Alexander was known, and Tani were very fruitful and multiplied much. One of their issue wore the name Martha Matilda Josephs. The youthful Martha caught the attention of one Zedekiah Morgan. Strolling around with his signature Winchester rifle rested on his right shoulder, he wooed her with his charm. Zedekiah, or Trudy as he was called, had some interesting contributions to his genetic profile. His father, Joseph Morgan, carried the Nigerian DNA of his father and mother, William Morgan and Lavinia Thomas, who hailed from Watermount, St. Catherine. Trudy's mother, Anne Elizabeth Brown Williams, had a much more colorful ancestry. Her father, Joseph Brown Williams, was of British ancestry and was known to the locals as Dr. Brown. Her mother, Eleanor, was born to Charles Larkin, a native of Walwyn's Castle, Wales, who had moved to Jamaica as a young man to work as a bookkeeper in Spanish Town. He soon began making trips to Garlic Hill, where he fathered 3 children of Eleanor. Interestingly, Eleanor's mother, Charlotte, was also born on the Fullest Rest estate, just like Sophia Hamilton. She was born to an enslaved mulatto, Sarah James, and a plantation owner from Clarendon, known as Nicholas Gross. So the genes from families surnamed Gross, James, Larkin, Thomas, Thompson, Ricketts, Hamilton, Josephs, and Morgan made deposits into Cynthia Yvonne Morgan through the relationship of Martha and Zedekiah. Born on February 23, 1934, Cynthia was raised in the lush countryside of Biles, where she learned many lessons about life. Her feisty energy and fearless attitude soon earned her the nickname Guyie.
I taught her how to read, and one thing I did to her which she forgave me for was I heated a coin and put it on her cheek. The reason I did that was I told her if she's such a beautiful lady, if she should get lost, somebody would find her and return her.
When Guyie was just 4 years old, her mother made the decision to leave the Wesleyan Methodist Church and join the growing company of Seventh-day Adventists in Kitson Town, St. Catherine. The new religious alignment would govern her development for years to come, as she was exposed to new theological concepts in church and Sabbath school. Her denominational instruction was buttressed by the general education she received at the Kitson Town School, where she was instructed under the exacting tutelage of Teacher Green, that's Teacher Markland McNichol Green. Over time, she developed a relationship with Teacher Green's son, Cochrane Green, also known as Billy. And to this union was born her first 2 children.
Thank you, Mother, for the gift of life.
Thank you, Mom, for not giving up on me in my teenage years.
Given the circumstances at the time, I'm sure that you could have made other choices. You chose to give birth to me, and for that I'm truly grateful.
You encouraged me in every personal development and academic pursuit.
You have left us a great legacy.
You taught me to be strong.
You have lived an exemplary life.
Your memories will be my solace. Now I truly know what the words "I miss you" mean.
You ensure that your calling and election is sure.
She would later meet and marry a young colporteur from St. Mary, Nehemiah Augustus Burton, who left for the United Kingdom in 1959 to seek fortune and new opportunities after the birth of another child. In 1960, Cynthia would join her new husband in this strange, cold land. Distanced from the tropical sun, the reunited couple found warmth in each other, and by 1970, 7 other children were added to the clan. They obviously took the first command that God gave to Adam and Eve very seriously. Starting out in Balaam, Cynthia and Nehemiah decided to establish their home in South Norwood, where she initially stayed at home with the energetic children.
You started each day with a plan. Your first part of the day would be your prayer to thank God for giving you another day. But then you always had your days organized. You even ended your days organized as you wrote in your diary about what had happened. You were always thinking ahead, and I love your organizational role model.
She was not a docile housewife who depended on a dominant man to provide her every need. No. She had inherited industrial genes from her mother and grandmother and used her God-given talents to contribute to the maintenance of the home. You know, Mom was a person of contrast, a strong, independent woman. But man, she was very domesticated. And the kitchen was one of the places where she liked to be. Baking that signature chicken. And of course, spending hours ironing clothes when we were young.
My mother, the late great Cynthia Burton, mother to all 10 of us, and a mother to many more. I will especially miss our Sabbath lunches. And I will also miss your rubbish. Cha!
Mum was very intuitive and self-reliant. So much to the extent that when the nurses didn't come to deliver me on time, she delivered me herself. Mum was very active until a couple of weeks before her departure. Our mum taught us how to survive and thrive on very little.
At times, she served as carer to countless children.
Mother was a very selfless woman. Mother was a very caring woman. Mother was a very strict but fair woman. Mother was not just a mother for us, but a mother for all.
And on other occasions, she lent her dedicated work ethic to local businesses like Hans Motors and the confectioners at Norwood Junction. Mrs. Burton would soon settle on a career path that involved helping others live with dignity through the Croydon Council Home Help Program. She briefly toyed with other employment options when she enrolled in a secretarial course, but was drawn back into the helping profession.
So Mum, she was loving, caring, always sharing. Sometimes mischievous, sometimes daring, but most of all, Mum was God-fearing.
While continuing with her home help responsibilities, she added nursing assistant to her resume and contributed over 30 years of stellar service to the profession. Aunt Guyie was a firm believer in education and laid an exemplary foundation for all of her children to fulfill their academic potentials. Her offspring include a former town clerk, a tax administrator, diplomat, award-winning teacher, administrative assistant, university professor, headmaster, network administrator, information technologist, and a professional musician.
She used to tell us, it's only in the dictionary you find success before work. Remove the T from I can't.
She sacrificed a lot for her children. And like a dedicated mother eagle, after her children had met their educational goals, she returned to school and gained international acclaim by completing an NVQ Level 2 qualification in health and social care at Orpington College at the seasoned age of 72. In November 2005, Cynthia Yvonne Morgan Burton decided to lay down her occupational tools and enter the prestigious club of earned retirement. Her days in retirement were not idly spent, but she found countless causes to occupy her time. She served for years as the Sabbath school superintendent at her beloved Croydon church, and when the need was sensed, she found a meaningful ministry for widows and widowers. She was also engaged in serving the homeless through the local church ministry and also through the Passage organization in southwest London. After years of tireless service, she would breathe her last on July 29, 2021. Cynthia was predeceased by her husband, Nehemiah Augustus Burton, and son, Dale Everett Burton. Left to cherish her memory are one brother, Windsor Morgan, 9 children, Errol.
Now may all who come behind you find you faithful.
Claudette.
The fact that you are no longer here will always cause me pain, but you will always be in my heart until we meet again.
Vanessa.
You're going to be dearly missed, but I will always cherish the great little things you taught me, such as how to be organized.
Karen.
May you rest in eternal hope, Mum. Looking forward to seeing you again.
Keith. Gonna miss you, Mum. Peter.
We're extremely grateful to God for a special mother we had.
Lincoln.
We shall miss you, Mother.
Max.
Love you, Mum. Miss you. And hope to see you on that Greg in that morning.
And Ken.
Mum, the earthly ventilation systems failed you, but don't worry, the next time you're on a ventilator, it will be the breath of God. This comes with a lifetime warranty.
And niece and nephew, Rosemary and Eric, who she raised as her own. She also leaves behind 22 grandchildren.
Grandma, I'm glad to have had the privilege to be with you until the very end. Let us all look forward to that rest in that fair and happy land.
10 great-grandchildren, a great-great-grandchild, and numerous cousins, nieces, and nephews. Also mourning are several very special individuals who came to know her as mother, you know who you are, and countless other relatives, church siblings, and very loyal friends. All who knew her will agree that her generosity and kindness will be sorely missed. May Cynthia Yvonne Morgan Burton rest in the joyous hope of resurrection to eternal life.